Welcome back, everybody, to another new comic book day. As you can see, I got the new comic book day haul right in the bag, dude. I just got out of Casablanca Comics. They always got the hookups. Let's get into the comic book haul, dude. New #1 today, Superman, the Kryptonite Spectrum. Same creative team as Ice Cream Man, dude. So what the hell's going on? I have no idea with this DC Black Label series. I'm excited about it, though, with W. Maxwell Prince, Martin Morazzo, the team behind Ice Cream Man. Some really wacky stuff, I'm assuming, with this Superman series, dude. Excited about that. From Marvel Comics, big week for Marvel Comics. We got the Ultimates issue number 15. Always loving what Dennis Camp's doing with this series. Of course, looks like we get a fill-in artist on this one. That's no problem, man. I just like what Dennis Camp's doing there as far as the story goes. It looks like we get Ultimate Iron Fist. That could be pretty sick, dude. We also have Fantastic Four issue number 2. Not excited that it's a One World Under Doom tie-in. I wasn't doing the event, man. Now I'm a little upset, not gonna lie. New series, and they immediately throw me into the tie-in with the event, but that's all right. The Fantastic Four just split up across the time stream here. Try to find out how they'll all meet back up, man. So that'll be interesting with Fantastic Four number 2. Continuing with Marvel, Ultimate Spider-Man Incursion issue number 3. Fun little summer event, fun little summer mini-series with Miles Morales interacting with the Ultimate Universe, the new Ultimate Universe characters. It's been pretty fun, man. You know, he's just looking for his sister, all that kind of stuff. And from Image Comics, big week from Image Comics. You got the Power Fantasy issue number 11, promising some really epic stuff in this one. Casper Wingard, Kieran Gillen, my favorite Image Comics series on stands. Favorite ongoing for sure. Excellent, excellent stuff. Cannot wait to see what happens in this one. Beautiful art from Casper Wingard. We have Bug Wars issue number 6, the conclusion of the first little arc of this Bug Wars series. Jason Aaron writing with Mohamed Azra, Matthew Wilson, Becca Carey, great creative team attached to this. Kind of like Conan, mixed with Game of Thrones, mixed with, John Carpenter from Mars or whatever. John Carter from Mars. He is a kid that's shrinking down, and he's hanging out with all these bugs in the back of his backyard. The bugs are trying to kill him. They're trying to kill all the humans. Interesting stuff as this kid has the power to shrink. It's kind of like Ant Bully mixed with Game of Thrones, mixed with Conan and all the other stuff I was saying. Excellent stuff. Definitely check out the first trade coming out soon. Moving right along from Image Comics as well, Image Skybound, we have Transformers number 23. Almost concluding Daniel Warren Johnson's run on this Transformers series. We got this one and one more, I believe. And then Robert Kirkman, Dan Mora coming in with issue number 25. Excited to see how Daniel Warren Johnson closes this out. Jorge Corona, Mike Spicer, of course, the rest of the art team. Batman Dark Patterns, dude. Excellent Batman series. If you guys aren't reading this, but you're complaining about, I don't know. I don't want to hear anybody complaining about Amazing Spider-Man, all right? That's my #1 pet peeve. Pick up this instead. Pick up anything else besides Amazing Spider-Man, and you guys will have a good time, dude. Batman Dark Patterns. Excellent stuff from Dan Waters, Hayden Sherman. I've just been loving it, man. Really great, down-to-earth kind of detective Batman series. Really classic sort of feeling, and Hayden Sherman's artwork is just incredible, dude. There's a reason why Hayden Sherman won the Eisner. Excellent stuff here. And then we also have Gotham by Gaslight, League of Justice issue number 2. I forgot to drop this off my pull, but that's what we got, man. Stay tuned for comic book hauls, everything I read last week. We also did a comic book room tour. A lot of people have been asking me for that, so I'm giving it to you guys. Comic book room tour. And then we close out this video by doing a package from DC Comics. How often do I get to say that? Pretty cool stuff. And we also do an action figures, Legos, a bunch of collectibles haul at the tail end of the video. So yeah, thank you guys for watching. Stay tuned. Like if you liked, sub if you loved. Use the chapters down below to skip around. And yeah, thank you guys for watching. Today we're reviewing Absolute Superman, Daredevil Cold Day in Hell, Captain America, Ultimate Wolverine, sorry, Absolute Green Lantern, Batgirl. Got some Birds of Prey in here as well. Closing it out with some JSA, man. So let's get into it. Hopefully by the end of this video, we can determine what my pick of the week is. Let's start off with Absolute Superman issue number 10. Excellent stuff from Jason Aaron and guest artist Gia Domenico. Sorry, dude, butchered your name. This issue was excellent, man. This solidified this series as my favorite Absolute title, as we see Ra's al Ghul hanging out with Absolute Brainiac. This version of Peacemaker is getting the hookup, the Kryptonite bullet, to go after Absolute Superman, dude. But Absolute Superman, he's kind of that guy, man. So he's blowing up all the defenses. He's entering the atmosphere. He's coming closer. Peacemaker going up with his jetpack. Like, dude, it's not even comparable, guys, because Absolute Superman is that guy. He turns into a god in this one, dude. I don't even know how to put it. Don't even know how else to say it. His suit is doing all sorts of crazy stuff. He takes out Absolute Peacemaker, no problem at all, man. And he has to hold back, right? Because he thinks about his dad and what his dad was telling him back on the days in Krypton and the Redlands. I think that Jason Aaron really gets kind of the emotional kind of pull for Superman and why we all love Superman. So, and we get this excellent kind of twist ending, dude. Jason Aaron. I mean, we probably should have saw it coming, but yeah, love this issue of Absolute Superman. Excellent stuff from DC Universe in the Absolute titles for sure. That's a highlight for me. Let's talk about Daredevil Cold Day in Hell. Charles Soule writing Daredevil. Never gonna say no to that. Excellent artwork from Steve McNiven and Dean White as they close this 3-issue miniseries out. Old man Daredevil. He lost his powers and now they're back because he was in a recent explosion. And so he has to go on this last mission to stop this version of Bullseye, old man Bullseye, from doing another explosion, killing a bunch of people in New York City. Bullseye doing Bullseye things. Yeah, it's essentially just the last hurrah for this Daredevil. He's got to stop this Bullseye. I like how this series ended though. Really kind of inspiring, as Daredevil is kind of the origin story for this girl that he was trying to save throughout this whole series. He kind of tells her, like, listen, I'm gonna die, but you have to be the hero. It sucks that it has to be you, but that's what heroes do, man. So as he gives this last little speech, and then the girl kind of rises up, man. Getting kind of chills just flipping through this, man. Excellent stuff. When this comes out in a trade, you gotta pick it up. Daredevil Cold Day in Hell. Let's move on to Chip Zdarsky taking over Captain America with issue number 2. I thought this one was excellent, man. So loving this kind of new Captain America. He outranks this Captain America. He's actually a major. I think his name is David or something like that. We get some flashbacks to David back in the war in the Middle East. But in this, present day, it's Captain America and David going on this sort of strike team mission. This is shortly after Captain America came out of the ice. So he's still kind of reacclimating to the world and kind of this new type of warfare, these covert op missions type of thing. So this is Captain America being sent into Latveria to try to kill Dr. Doom, free its people, help out the rebels. Politics that Chip Zdarsky is injecting in here, like what's the role of the US in the world and its military might and all that stuff. Should we have bases all over the world, that sort of thing. I'm loving it, man. All the different questions being asked from Chip Zdarsky in this excellent series. Great artwork from Valerio Schiti and Frank Martin as well. This is a standout series, man. I'm glad I added it to my pull list. Let's talk about Ultimate Wolverine, another great Ultimate title, but another great Marvel series as well, as this Wolverine is going with Strike Team X to go in and save a whole bunch of people from the Maker's Council doing evil stuff. So it's kind of got this like sort of covert ops mission. This Wolverine going in with the rest of the bunch of the other X-Men, Ultimate X-Men that we know and love. And they're going in to face this version of Angel who's broken of mind. He's kind of going crazy. And he has all these razor sharp blades that he's just shooting out. We get some deaths in this issue, man. Get some deaths in here. But yeah, just loving this kind of covert ops mission sort of vibe that they're going for. We'll have to see if they keep it going with Chris Condon. Excellent artwork from Cappuccio and Valenza on the coloring, dude. This series is pretty standout. I'm loving the direction of this. Here, let's talk about Absolute Green Lantern. Al Ewing, I was a little bit worried, dude. A little bit worried, but I think with issue number 5, it kind of solidified its place on my pull list. We get the behind the scenes of how Hal Jordan turned into the Black Hand. He was like shooting Abin Sur, and Abin Sur was getting all goopy, and he touched his hand, kind of infected him with the Black Hand. We get this Hammond, Hector Hammond, he's kind of the bad guy of the story. He's watching Joe Mullen and the Black Hand sort of do their fight. Very like anime sort of fight scenes in this from Lindsay. I thought it was excellent, man. The artwork in the series has never been the issue, as we see Joe pull the Black Hand into the lantern at the very end. And then we find out that the inside the lantern is John Stewart as the Yellow Lantern or something like that, dude. So we'll have to see what's going on. Al Ewing, you're just a crazy guy, man. So should have trusted you, Al Ewing. I was a little bit worried, but yeah, excellent issue of this series. So let's talk about Batgirl number 10, dude. Loving Batgirl. It's a top 10 DC series, and it's not number 10, if you know what I mean. It's probably like 7 or something like that, but excellent stuff from Tate Bromble excellent fighting in this one with Miyazawa's artwork, as we find out that Cassandra Cain has a like a step or a half brother. So son of Shiva, this guy here. So Cassandra was sent to go to this farm to, I think this is the Bronze Tiger, right? To meet the kind of half brother. And as she's going to this farm, she's attacked by this dude here, one of the blades that's sent to kill Cassandra Cain. So, you know, Cassandra Cain and the brother have to team up to take down this guy. But we find out that in the next issue, gonna be going against Wu Bing. Good luck, Cassandra Cain. Wu Bing's coming for you, man. So I'm loving the direction of this series. It's just Cassandra Cain kind of globe-trotting, going around. Wasn't so hot on the Shiva Year 1 stuff. Kind of dipped down a little bit, but we're back rocking and rolling. The momentum is with this series. I'm liking this one from Tate Bromble. Excellent artwork from Miyazawa and Mike Spicer, of course. Another Cassandra Cain heavy series with Birds of Prey. Excellent stuff, man. Really fun. Kelly Thompson written series. It's the Birds of Prey fighting against the villains that we've, you know, that are picking apart the Birds of Prey one by one. But we get an introduction to Birds of Prey members, both old and new, kind of fighting this group of villains. To save Big Barda, she's been controlled by Ink. We see Ink starting to lose her grasp when Big Barda starts to look at Cassandra Cain. They've had a close relationship throughout this whole series. And the whole thing is just like a big fight scene, man. The very end, once they kind of take care of the bad guys, or the bad guys get away, we get this great kind of a chill hangout scene with all the birds just discussing their next plan. They've captured Ink. Maybe they can start piecing together who these bad guys are and what they kind of want. But yeah, Birds of Prey, been really enjoying this series. 24 issues in, and it's not slowing down, dude. Excellent stuff. Last but not least, let's talk about JSA. You know, Jeff Lemire, I don't know, dude. Want to give you the benefit of the doubt. We're 10 issues in, and we're still not to like where we're trying to get to. I feel like we should have been there by now. It's all these different JSA members. They're all doing different things, all these disparate threads, and we're waiting for Jeff Lemire to kind of tie them all together in the big battle versus the Injustice Society. We're getting closer though. We're getting closer because the JSA found out they had a mole, someone pretending to be a member, and the Injustice Society is really close to capturing the spear that they've been after this whole time. They got the spear, so it seems like we're finally gonna get to that point that we've been driving to for the last 10 issues, with issues number 10 and hopefully 12. But yeah, JSA, I'm loving, you know, I'm liking the series, but maybe not one that I need to pick up physically. Maybe I can read this digitally. We'll have to see. We'll have to see. I'm giving them the benefit out for the next couple issues, but that's what we got, guys, for weekly comic book reviews. Everything I read for the week of August 6th. If you read any of these, let me know what you thought. Thank you guys for watching. Like if you like, sub if you love. Stay tuned for the rest of the video, and I really appreciate it. Welcome back, everybody, to the channel. Today we're doing a comic book room tour. As you guys can see, I'm surrounded by comic books and action figures. I try to do a room tour every now and then, and it's been a while, man. I think the first one I did at the start of the year was like in January, so it's about time I did another one. There's some updates I want to tell you guys about, so let's get into it, man. Comic books, action figures, everything you see behind me. But also, we're going to be showing you my retro gaming setup, the CRT TV with the PlayStation 2, and then we're going to go downstairs and show you my living room gaming setup with my 4K gaming, the Switch 2, all that good stuff. Thought you'd be interested in that, but let's get into it, man. The comic book room tour, starting with everything that you see behind me. Got to start off with the omnibus shelf, dude. So the pride and joy, my first ever comic book shelf that I ever had. You guys ask me where you can buy this shelf all the time. I don't know, dude. I got it at Target. I think it's in my link tree. Definitely check it out. But let's start off with the very top, man. So have some McFarlane figures up there. Got the world's finest. We're gonna make that a Trinity soon. I got the classic Wonder Woman that we're gonna be adding to that. Back there you see some original absolute Wonder Woman artwork from Hayden Sherman. Got the Crypto movie figure. Me and Elijah Wood, shout out friend of the show, Elijah Wood. Then we have my DC Omnis, the first two shelves here. You see there, got the Bat family kind of set up in a display versus a bunch of random multiverse, sort of evil Batman, I guess. Down here we got another set of Marvel Omnis, some excellent stuff back there, like that Superman, Peter J. Tomasi, that's a good one. We have the rest of the Justice League, DC superheroes versus DC villains. Need some more DC villains. My plan is to do like a big fight scene, kind of mix them all about, show like, you know, a bunch of them fighting, sort of like what I have down here with the Marvel shelf. Everybody piling on Venom as he's choking out Spider-Man there. And this kind of gets us into the next set of Omnis. So we have a bunch of Marvel Omnis here, Hickman Avengers, a lot of Daredevil stuff, some Captain America Ed Brubaker. Down on the next shelf, some more Marvel Omnis. We got the Ultimate Spider-Man set, excellent stuff there. Some Star Wars stuff. Got some Hickman Fantastic Four over there. Down below, we have all my DC Deluxe editions. As you guys can see there, we got some Animal Man, Mr. Miracle, New Frontier, some Batman stuff, some Superman stuff, and some DC Absolutes all the way back there. Let's move on to the next shelf because we got Daily Bugle Lego set, man. So really happy with the way this thing's turning out. All my Legos have just been adding to this, kind of creating like a little diorama type of thing. So that's what we got there. This is the indie bookshelf. So give you guys a look, kind of stepping back. Ed Brubaker in this first one. Ed Brubaker, Sean Phillips, a lot of their collabs. This one's mostly Jeff Lemire books, as you guys can see. Down here, we got some more Jeff Lemire with some James Tynion the Fourth stuff. Over here, we got some Rick Remender. Loving those giant, big deluxe editions. That's a really cool format there. Some more Image Comic deluxe editions there. And some more, you know, some Dark Horse hardcovers, some Image shorter hardcovers, some Boom Studio stuff as well. Down below, just some more indie kind of boutique sort of stuff, man. So that's what we got on the indie bookshelf. Moving right along, got the, you know, I don't know what you would call this. We got some DC trades, some bigger stuff like the DC Finest that they sent to me, dude. That was pretty cool. We got some Marvel hardcover, the Penguin Classics. I like the way those look. We got some Image Comic compendiums, really underrated format. Love the compendium stuff. I gotta be honest, on the top here, it really just is kind of a mess. Some stuff I gotta organize, some books that I gotta put onto the shelf, some used media back here, some secondhand stuff that I picked up, Lord of the Ring VHS. Trying to do a complete set of the animated series on DVD. That's pretty cool. I give you guys a look at the kind of art on the wall. So trying to do like a Batman sort of thing here. Shout out Planet of the Apes though. That's Caesar, if you haven't seen that movie, pretty good. Got a Futurama poster, got a MF Doom triple poster set. Got some original art from Poison Ivy. Really cool stuff there. Marcio Takara. Got some Tyler the Creator. Got some Junji Ito posters. MF Doom, or sorry, not MF Doom, Doom. Got some stuff on the wall there, like that Jim Lee Trinity artwork. Show you guys kind of the ceiling. Got some posters on the ceiling, some comic book posters. Really, really liking the way this is turning out. Have a bunch of blank space. Got to get some more posters, but it's starting to fill out. This is what you guys can see on camera anyway, so yeah, looking good there. Over here in this corner, that's just a junk cart. Don't worry about that. Over here, the trade paperback closet. People wanted a good look at this. Got the manga. We've got the actual kind of bigger books that don't really fit on the bookshelf over there. And then we got some actual books. Showing you guys there. And then this is some stuff that I gotta put away, some Omnis, but to put these away would require like shifting everything. So been kind of putting that off. And we got some trade paperbacks here, trade paperbacks all around in this closet. It's kind of like a, I don't know, just like extended storage, I guess. I don't know. I just put a lot of random bits and ends in here. More trades, more trades. This dude is pretty embarrassing, not gonna lie. This is all the action figures that I got unboxed for the channel, doing like one a week. So it's gonna take me a while to get through them all. So every single drawer is filled with comics. This one here has a lot of DC stuff, like Absolute over here. A lot of DC minis in that one. This one's got a lot of Image Comics, Holy Roller type stuff. The next one's got a lot of Marvel stuff and Boom Studios stuff. We see Daredevil, Cold Day in Hell. A lot of the Ultimate stuff here on the right. Ultimate X-Men, you know. And the very top, it's got a lot of random indies that are not Boom Studios and not Image Comics. So we got, you know, some Dark Horse there. I think some Mad Cave here, some IDW. Yeah, some Mad Cave there. We got some Ghost Machine stuff like Rook. We got some Oni Press stuff. So yeah, this top drawer is just filled with a bunch of indies, all the different universes sort of. On the top, this is just a bunch of action figure accessories that I've got to organize. And for that, I've got this like drawer set. So down here, you know, this is just some collectibles that I did for today's video. Got these sort of lights to shine on me. This is for the overhead camera that you guys see all the time. The front facing camera usually sits in there, but I'm recording right now. So yeah, this is kind of the recording setup. I just stand here and that's the background. Over here, we got the PS3. This is that big fat one that can play old games, like the retro games, PS1, PS2. That's cool. Got the gaming PC back there. And yeah, this is kind of where I would play PC games. This is a big stack of stuff that DC sent me. Loving that, dude, pretty cool. They sent me a bunch of variant covers for that Trinity series. But let me show you guys the retro gaming setup and the, you know, more modern gaming setup, and then we'll get you out of here. As you guys can see, this is the retro gaming setup. We got the CRT TV. I got this for my wife last year for Christmas. We got the PS2. But yeah, this is where I would be doing a lot of my retro gaming. All right, buddy, tone it down. All right, so yeah, that's the retro gaming setup. Let me show you downstairs with the more modern 4K setup for gaming. And this is where I play all my 4K games. So we got the PS5 down here with the Switch 2. I was able to pick one up. Lately, I've been playing Donkey Kong Bonanza, dude. So just got the power to fly. I think I'm like 1/3 through the game. So yeah, having a lot of fun with that one. But I think that's been pretty much it, dude. That's the comic book room. And then I showed you guys the retro gaming setup and the more modern gaming setup. And yeah, let me know what you guys think. Alrighty, welcome back, guys. As you can see, got a lot of collectibles that we got to go over today. We got 3 action figures, we got 3 Lego, and we got some comic books as well. The comic books are from DC Comics. How often can you say that, dude? Packaged straight from DC. Let's start off with that. Pretty excited, dude. So DC reached out to me. If you guys didn't know, Wonder Woman has a daughter, right? Wonder Woman's daughter's name is Trinity. We learned about her in the Wonder Woman ongoing series written by Tom King. Of course, with art from Daniel Sampere quite often, but in the pages of that Wonder Woman series, in the backup stories, for the longest time we had some short stories about Trinity. Trinity when she's younger, hanging out with Damian, hanging out with John, getting into some crazy adventures. So what DC did was start its own Trinity series. So DC reached out to me, they said, hey, can we send you every single copy of the Trinity series so far, all the different variant covers? So I believe we have Trinity 1 variant here and Trinity issue number 2 variants here. So let's get into it, man. Let's do sort of a rapid fire kind of thing. I'm not sure what to expect. I was enjoying the Wonder Woman series and especially the backups from Tom King featuring Trinity. I sort of fell off the main series, but those backups, man, undeniably super fun. Learning more about Trinity, this awesome new DC character. We got this awesome cover, dude, this foil. A lot of my collector friends be collecting the foils, dude, so cool to have one here. Trinity on the cover there. This one's backwards. Nice, dude. Was that Dan Mora? Dude, we got some Dan Mora up in here. Thank you, shout out. This is Trinity when she's younger. This is from artist Paulina. Paulina, great look for Trinity there. Another backwards. As you guys can see, this is fresh out the box. Another Trinity here. She's all about like corgis, I guess, dude. So that's cool, that's cute. Nice Trinity cover from artist Dan Hip. Love Dan Hip's work, man, so that's cool. This is the A cover, I believe. It kind of matches the DC All-In kind of motif, all the covers that they were doing. So this is from the Belen Ortega, who is doing the series with Tom King. So that's the artist on the interiors there. So that's cool. Another backwards one. Oh, dude, beautiful stuff from Tula Late. Guys, insane set of covers here. Tula Late, Dan Mora. We got some Dan Hip as well. All in, a corgi in the family. This is a cool sort of a, this is like an homage to something, right? From Ben Oliver, okay? Well, let's go through the next set and then I'll show you the rest of the collectibles that we got. Okay, Trinity issue number 2 from artist E. Jikeri. I don't know, I butchered your name, dude, but beautiful look for Trinity there. Ooh, David Talaski. Excellent stuff, dude. Love that. As we see Trinity on Themyscira hanging out with the other Amazons. This is probably the A cover for issue number 2. Looks like this is, yep, Belen Ortega hanging out with Robin there. We got a nice one from Scott Forbes. 1 in 25 cover. Okay, all right. Nice look for Trinity there as well. Couple more. Oh, dude, the homage, Christ on Infinite Earths, dude. That's a cool one from Lucas Meyer, holding the corgi there, winking. All the other corgi versions of the Justice League down there. And then, of course, last but not least, this one from Tercio, the 1 in 50 cover, guys. They're really hooking your boy up. So shout out to DC Comics. A ton of cool Trinity covers from all sorts of great artists. Talaski, Dan Mora, Hip. A lot of great stuff. Some homages in there as well. So shout out to DC Comics for sending this my way. Always great to get a package from DC Comics. Let's move right along because we got a bunch of other collectibles to get to. I said we had 3 action figures. You guys might know about this if you saw, I posted a thing, it was like a poll on YouTube or whatever. We got the Green Goblin. So we're not gonna be opening these action figures in this video. We'll be opening them over the next couple weeks, but we got the Green Goblin retro carded reprint from Marvel Legends. As you guys see back there, the entire wave. Be cool to get the Gwen Stacy, be cool to get the Peter Parker. Don't really need the Electro or that Spider-Man. I already have a bunch of Spider-Man. And that Daredevil, not my favorite costume for Daredevil, but we got the Green Goblin on the retro card. Gonna get that open in a little bit. We also have the Superboy, the Page Puncher from McFarlane. He's missing the leather jacket, all right, guys? Missing the leather jacket and the sunglasses, that's all right. Comes with a couple of hand swaps, and it comes with that comic, the reprint of Superboy #1. Excellent cover there, classic cover. One more Page Puncher, we've got the classic version of Wonder Woman. So really excited to have this one. I need another Wonder Woman, I guess. I can never have too many. It looks like she's missing the lasso, but I guess that's, you know, I don't know, missing the lasso, but like this costume on this classic Wonder Woman. Can't wait to get this one open and added to the classic. I'm gonna do the Trinity up here. And then, so those are the action figures. Let's get into the Lego. One of them is for my brother. So we've got this one. This is the Spider-Man 2, the train sequence with Doc Ock, Spider-Man. You guys see there a couple other minifigs it includes. You got the Aunt May and the J. Jonah Jameson. And of course you got the Doc Ock with the Peter Parker with the unmasked, dude. So this is gonna be pretty cool. I'm gonna add this at some point to the, where is it? Right here, the Daily Bugle, kind of back there, doing like a little diorama sort of thing. So this will be added to that. Pretty cool. And then was really excited to find this. I had to get 2 because one's for my brother. We got the Fantastic Four versus Galactus, dude. So I got the 4 members of the Fantastic Four here with that giant Galactus. The Galactus kind of reminds me of like a Bionicle or something like that. So that's gonna be pretty cool. We'll get the Galactus on the shelf with the rest of the Fantastic Four. Pedro Pascal. I like how they did the thing on this one. He's not like bigger, like a bigger minifig. He just has like a bigger head and a kind of bigger hand. So that's pretty funny, dude. But yeah, we got the Galactus Lego, also gonna be added to the Daily Bugle. And then last but not least, Mad Cave Studios always hooking your boy up too. So we got Look Into My Eyes variant cover for issue #1 and also Look Into My Eyes. So interested in checking this series out. Mad Cave Studios has been killing it lately and they're always sending me their new #1s, man. So that's what we got. Got some comic books from Mad Cave Studios. We got a bunch of different comic books from DC Comics. Bunch of awesome variant covers in there. And then we got some action figures with the classic Wonder Woman. We got the Superboy. We got the retro carded Green Goblin. And then we got those Lego sets with the Spider-Man 2, of course, with the Doc Ock. And then we got the Fantastic Four, one for my brother, dude. Shout out, brother. But that's what we got for this little collectible haul. Really appreciate you guys checking it out. Let me know what you guys been picking up lately down in the comments. Like if you like, sub if you loved. I really appreciate it, guys. Thank you so much.